Hello, fellow collectors. Frank M. TTM here, back with another TTM Success video. TTM standing through the mail. Through the mail autographs. That's what I do. Get sports autographs through the mail. I have 3 successes today to share with you, with a great walk-off story here with my grand finale. So I hope you can stick around for that. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. Recording this on Saturday, May 8th, 2021. Let's get right at it here. First in the box here, we have a 3 for 2 in 11 days, no fee, out of Santa Clarita, California. We have Mr. Tom Satriano on this 1965 toss with the Angels and blue ballpoint. And we have him on the 1971 tops with my home team, Red Sox. And we also signed the index card. Thank you, Mr. Satriano. This is Thomas Victor Nicholas Satriano. He was born on August 28th, 1940 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nicknamed Satch. Mr. Everything, or Tommy Trojan. He was a 6'1", left-handed hitting, right-handed throwing catcher and utility infielder that played during 10 seasons in the majors with the Los Angeles, later California Angels, 8.5 seasons, 1961 to 1969, and the Boston Red Sox for a season and a half, 69 and 70. He was a 1958 graduate of Loyola High School in Los Angeles. He received entrance from Major League Scouts while in high school, but decided to attend the University of Southern California, where he led the Trojans to the College World Series in 1960 and was selected All-American at third base. A strong-arm infielder, he alternated between shortstop and third base during his collegiate career. In 1961, he established an NCAA record with 10 hits in a 5-game title match while helping USC to a national championship. In 1961, Satriano was offered bonuses topping $75,000 from the Los Angeles Dodgers and Cincinnati Reds, both which sought to convert the strong-arm infielder to catcher. Unwilling to move behind the plate, he signed with the expansion Los Angeles Angels for a lower $50,000 bonus in July of 1961. Due to the bonus baby rule, he was required to be on the Major League roster for the 61 season. He was the Los Angeles Angels' first bonus baby, and got his first Major League hit during the afternoon of Saturday, August 12th, 1961 versus the Indians at Cleveland Stadium. A 400-foot 9th-inning 2-run homer to right field against Indians right-hander Mudcat Grant to cap the score in an Angel 3-zip win. Satriano competed for the third base starting job with the Angels in 62 and 63 spring training, but ended up playing most of those seasons in the minors. He really impressed manager Bill Rigney at third base during his September call-up at the end of 62. Rigney claimed, "Satriano has the quickest hands of any player on our squad. It's almost impossible to get the ball by him in infield practice." Looking ahead, the skipper added, "I tend to give him every chance to win the third base job in 1963. But Rigney's intentions were delayed when, due to a 6-month commitment with the U.S. Army Reserve at Fort Ord, California, Satriano couldn't report to spring training until 12 days before the start of the 63 season. Thank you for your service, Mr. Satriano. Retained by the club as a utility man, the youngster rustiness from the abbreviated training camp was evident in limited regular season play. And then, he converted to catcher. On September 24th, in 1963, following his late season recall, Satriano made his Major League debut as a catcher, following a fruitless 8th-inning pinch hit appearance. With 2 outs in the 9th, he nailed New York Yankees infielder Paul Lentz trying to steal second. 4 days later, in the last game of the season, Satriano started as a catcher, the first of his 272 career starts there. For his career, he caught in total 320 games with 36% caught stealing rate, played at third during 168, 104 starts, and played some games at first, second, and a few games at short, with a career .980 fielding percentage and a .987 fielding percentage at catcher. He played everywhere, all in the infield and as a catcher throughout his career. In 1966, the Sporting News quipped that Tom Satriano has more gloves than his wife. Not many husbands can make that statement. For his career, he hit for a batting average of .225 with 21 home runs and 157 RBIs and 1,623 career at-bats. During the offseason, Satriano pursued a degree at the University of Southern California, eventually earning a bachelor's in business management, and ran a consultant firm, tax audience consultant firm, for many years until he sold the firm in 2000 after 25 years of operations. However, he still continued dabbling in baseball too. In August 1973, Andy Messersmith, the Angels' all-star right-hander, credited Satriano with helping his career by suggesting a different grip on the baseball. Messersmith, a starting pitcher with the Dodgers, led the league in wins with 20 wins in 1974 and was second in the league in the NL Cy Young Award vote in behind teammate Mike Marshall in 74. Perhaps some of his success could be credited to Mr. Everything, Mr. Tom Satriano. Thank you so much, Master Satriano. Do appreciate quite a bit. Looking sharp there. I love the blue ballpoint. Looking cool there. Thank you so much, sir. Next in the box, we have a 3 for 2, 17 days, no fee, West Palm Beach, Next in the box, we have a 3 for 2 and 17 quick days, no fee, out of West Palm Beach, Florida. We have Mr. Danny Murphy. Sign here on this 1962 Topps rookie card with the Cubs, and this 1970 Topps with the White Sox, and he also did the Windex card. I do appreciate that. Mr. Murphy. This is Daniel Murphy III. He was born on August 23rd, 1942 in Beverly, Massachusetts, which is pretty close to where I live, up this way in Massachusetts. At 17 years old, Murphy signed with the Cubs for a $100,000 bonus as an outfielder. On June 15, 1960, following his graduate from St. John's Prep School in Danvers, Massachusetts, after an illustrious career in youth and school baseball. A June 1960 Sports Illustrated article tells, "From the time he was 6, Danny Murphy has been hitting baseballs hard. When he was very small, the Murphys lived in a house with a cellar 40 feet long, which happened to be the regulation Little League pitching distance. Every night throughout the long New England winters, his dad would come home from his job as a timer at the United Shoe Machinery Corporation and play baseball in the cellar with Danny. Eventually, all the broken water pipes paid off. Danny was playing Little League ball with boys 10, 11, and 12 when he was only 7. By the time he was 11, he won two Little League batting championships, a home run championship, pitched a smattering of no-hitters, and been requested by fathers of other Little Leaguers to go somewhere else to play. In his senior year, he pitched and batted St. John Prep to the Eastern Massachusetts State High School Championship. His grandfather, Dr. Daniel Murphy, Francis Murphy, a longtime physician, said that young Danny was a throwback to his great-grandfather, Humphrey Daniel Murphy, who was once a handball champion of Cork Kerry in Ireland. 3 days after signing with the Cubs, 5'11" left-handed hit and right-handed thrower, Murphy made his professional and major league debut as the Cubs starting center fielder in a game against the Cincinnati Reds at Crosley Field during the afternoon of Saturday, June 18, 1960. Batting leadoff, he went hitless in 4 at-bats against lefty Jay Hook, but the following day, he took over from the Cubs' regular center fielder Richie Ashburn late in the game versus the Reds and collected his first major league hit, a single against left-handed relief pitcher Bill Henry. He became the youngest Cub to hit a home run at the age of 19, 3 weeks. At the versus the Reds at Crosley Field, he connected deep right in the 5th On the evening of Tuesday, September 13th, 1960, off the Reds' right-handed starter Bob Perky with 2 runners on base. However, Murphy would only collect 23 total hits in 49 games played during his club's career from 61 to 63, batting only 171 during that tenure. He was traded to the Houston Colt 45 during the spring training in 1963, and then disappeared into minor league baseball for the next 6 full seasons. Then converted into pitcher in 1966 at Double-A level in the White Sox organization. After promising campaigns in the Southern and Pacific Coast Leagues, the White Sox recalled Murphy in August 1969. He debuted as a relief pitcher against the Boston Red Sox at Comiskey Park on the evening of August 11th, pitching 2 shutout innings and striking out 4 in a 5-2 Red Sox win. He had a successful 2 months coming out of the White Sox bullpen, compiling a very super low 2.01 ERA average with 4 saves. He was lights out in the bullpen. However, Murphy then results were less impressive in 1970. He spent the entire season with the White Sox, and his ERA rose to 5.69. All told, he appeared as a pitcher in 68 games and played in 112 innings pitched, winning 4 and losing 4, with a 4.66 ERA. That following spring, Murphy was traded to his hometown Red Sox. He spent the 1971 season at Boston AAA Louisville Colonials affiliate before leaving baseball after 12 professional seasons. Well, looking nice there, Mr. Murphy. I do appreciate that. That's pretty cool. A converted outfielder to a pitcher. He made a great appearance in the late 60s with the White Sox. Thank you so much, Mr. Murphy. Last, but certainly not least, we have a 5-for-2 in 8 lightning quick days, no fee out of North Houston, Texas. We have Mr. Bob Aspromante on this 1970 Topps, and on this 1963 Topps, and the index card, and this article here, a bio article about his career highlights to Frank, Mr. Butt, and shout out to Mets Rule here. He gave me this picture as well. Bob Aspromante, Gil Hodges, my manager, 1971. So I thought that was cool. His final season was with the Mets. I don't know if Mets Rule got that. Dan, you got that out there, did you? Let me know if you got that. That would surprise me that he put that in there. This return was inspired by Dan from Mets Rule, I tell you that, because he got this return a while back, and he had a heck of a story with it as well, which I would love to share today. His nickname is Aspro. Robert Thomas Aspromante was born on June 19, 1938 in Brooklyn, New York. He was the younger brother of Ken Aspromante, a former Major League infielder. Bob graduated Lafayette High School in Brooklyn in '56, where he played with future Dodger great Sandy Koufax, who was 2 years ahead of him. And Koufax was more known as a basketball player in high school, and he was the team's first baseman. Bob tried out for 5 different Major League clubs after high school, and ultimately signed with his hometown Brooklyn Dodgers in July of 1956. In September '56, the pennant-bound Dodgers placed him on their roster as a September call-up on the afternoon of September 19th. During a 17-2 triumph over the St. Louis Cardinals, Ebbets Field, the 6'2" right-handed hitter Aspromante made his Major League debut at 18, striking out against Don Little as a pinch hitter. It was his lone appearance in a Brooklyn uniform. He spent the next 3 seasons in the minor league baseball before re-emerging with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1960, making the team out of spring training. But he spent the rest of that season pretty much in the minors in '61 on the Dodgers Major League club, although with limited playing time. And he was selected by the Houston Colt 45s in the 1962 expansion draft where his major league career took off. Ultimately, Aspromante played during 13 seasons in the majors, mostly at third base, though he played a number of games in left field and short as well, with the Brooklyn, then Los Angeles Dodgers. Houston Colt 45s, then Astros for 7 seasons, his bulk of his career, 62 to 68. Atlanta Braves, 69 and 70. The Mets, 1 season, 71. He had a career .252 batting average with 60 homers and 457 RBIs and 4,369 career at-bats. But this is the story here. In 1963, with the Colt 45, an unusually extraordinary human interest story involving Aspromante and a 9-year-old boy named Bill Bradley reached its zenith. The story actually began on April 30th, 1962. While drinking water at a fountain in El Dorado, Arkansas, Billy was struck by lightning. Although he survived, the bolt robbed him his vision. Billy's family took him to Houston for treatments with Dr. Luis Gerard. While undergoing a series of surgery to restore his eyesight, Billy listened to the Colt 45s on the radio. He soon adopted Bob Aspromante as his favorite player. Eventually, the Colt 45s were notified of Billy's request for Aspromante to visit him at Houston's Methodist Hospital. Accompanied by teammate Joe Satriano, Aspro visited Billy on May 7, 1962, bringing a glove, a ball, a transistor radio, and Colt 45 pajamas as gifts. Before the players left, Billy Aspromante hit a home run that night against the Dodgers. Aspro countered that while he was not a home run hitter, he would try to honor the boys' request. Houston built a 5-zip lead by the second inning, only to trail the Dodgers 6-5 in the 7th. With 2 runners on base in the bottom half of the inning, Aspromante came to bat. He was 2 for 3 to that point with 2 singles. On a 3-1 pitch from lefty Pete Richard, Aspromante lined a 3-run home run to provide the margin of victory in a Houston's 9-6 win. At the same time, he consummated the improbable scenario of delivering an offer to hit a home run for a child. Woo. The Bradley family returned to Houston in 1963 for additional eyesight treatments. Aspromante took them to lunch on June 11th, and again, Billy asked Aspromante to hit a home run for him. Battling chronic back pain, Aspromante was struggling through perhaps his worst season in uniform. Although batting a feeble 198, he nevertheless told Billy that he would try to deliver another home run for him against the Cubs. The Cubs and the Colt 45 went to extra innings, deadlocked at 2-2. Pitcher Hal Woodchick led off the 10th inning with a single against Lindy McDonald and was lifted for pinch hitter Bob Lillis. Ernie Fazio bunted in a throwaway error by Ernie Banks advanced the runners to scoring position. Brock Davis was walked to load the bases for the struggling Aspromante. 1 for 4 on the night with a single. Aspromante had his final chance to deliver on Billy's request. Accordingly, he hit a 2-2 pitch on the screws, delivering a walk-off grand slam to left field. Woo! A humbled Aspromante averred that he could not have done this on his own. He had help coming from somewhere. On July 26, Billy Bradley was in Houston again to see Dr. Gerard. Once again he met with Aspromante, and once again he requested a home run. Aspromante was homeless since the grand slam, and his hit had deteriorated even further to 176 over his last 20 games. This time Aspro told Billy he was pushing his luck and suggested instead that Billy settle for a couple of base hits. Can't do that, man. I'm struggling. My back hurts. All that stuff, but I'll do the best I can, kid. Right? By this time, Billy's eyesight had partially restored and he was able to watch the game at Colt Stadium. Tracy Stallett of the Mets had loaded the bases with Al Spangler, Rusty Staub, and Jimmy Wynn. And Aspromante came to bat in the bottom of the first. Astonish even itself, Aspro once again hit a grand slam. Woo! Houston broadcaster Gene Alston was aware of this human interest story involving Bill Bradley and referred to it on the air. The game was interrupted, retrieved the ball, and Aspromante and Bradley hugged. A New York sports writer asked Aspromante, Are you doing it for the boy? Is the boy doing it for you? Aspro replied, It's almost spooky, isn't it? But if Bill will stick around, I'll be tempted to buy him a season ticket. It's a great thrill to see how happy it makes the boy. And there it is. Your drop-off home run. Drop-off. I dropped it off. Walk-off home run. Mr. Bob Aspromante. 3 of his 60 career home runs were for this young kid struggling with eyesight after getting struck by lightning. Unbelievable, man. Indeed, quite spooky. Had to come from somewhere, I believe. So I'll leave this with the Bible quote here. I can do all things in him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. So, who knows? Man, amazing story there. And I had to request Mr. Bob Aspromante after I saw Dan's return. And of course, these cool add-ons. And thank you, Mr. Satriano, Mr. Danny Murphy, and Mr. Bob Aspromante. Thank you for joining me today for another TTM Success video. Take care. God bless. Peace.